How well are you tending to your garden? That is the question that I have today, and that I was like reinvigorated to kind of look back on. So, January 19th, 2025, so earlier this year, I wrote a blog post that was called The Garden. And it was inspired by my first Reiki session that I went to. It was part Reiki, part massage, and it was my first time at a spa here in Seattle. And right immediately after that session, I was just like blown away about how much I got to learn about myself and inspired from that session was thoughts around how well are you tending to your garden? What are the conditions? Who is supporting you and helping tend and garden um to the soil? What's the condition of the soil? What is growing? What are you planting? And I started to think a little bit more about this concept because we're at the end of the year right now, and a lot of kind of what's top of mind for me and a lot of people in my circle is around how do I plant seeds of intention um, for the new year ahead and for like new beginnings and the things that we want to come out of the new year. And so I wanted to read you a part. I am neurodivergent, so I don't tend to read out loud a lot. But I wanted to read part of this because it brings me to tears thinking about it sometimes. And so let's find the parts. Beautiful. So here it is. Our community garden is made up of your garden and my garden and everyone else's gardens. Therapy tends to the roots of your garden, the foundation of you that's made up of your past and present. And there's typically a lot to untangle and unpack here. Once you've done some of that, you're better equipped with more discernment of the people, places, and things to bring into your garden and how to tend to her. You can have the strong roots at and still all the other conditions be off for growth or forward movement. And with coaching, I like to think of it tending to the conditions above the roots and helping foster growth up top. Soil, seeds, water, sunlight, protection during seasons, garden helpers, pots, fertilizer, the tools, and more. Coaching helps you not only understand what a healthy garden of your how sorry. Coaching helps you not only understand what a healthy garden for your needs might be, but helps you put the plans in place to build the garden you actually want. The one that is vital for feeling as loved and free to fully be as possible. What if it just feels good to have help in your garden so you don't have to do all the planting yourself? I've been thinking a lot about plants and how plants don't have intent to grow, but it is an outcome or a byproduct of being well loved and taken care of. Growth then naturally happens with the right conditions and right level of care. What if we approached growth with this mindset? We'll do everything we can to make sure you and your garden are well loved, well cared for, and comfortable. And then in doing all of that, you have no choice but to grow as an outcome. No forcing, no rushing, just flow. I feel like a lot of us were taught the other type of growth that happens when we're either forced out of survival in the harshest of conditions or through society's external validations that we get from achieving X to grow. It reminds me of that symbolism of a flower still being able to grow in concrete. I'm starting to question that and think, but she shouldn't have to. She shouldn't have to learn that way. And when we can, we should try to choose something different. We should try and ask for help from our fellow guides, coaches, therapists, friends, garden helpers to break down the concrete that has no place being in our garden. During my first Reiki massage earlier today, I was so moved when I was told that a garden showed up at my root chakra, that my feet are rooted where flowers grow. My Reiki massage was given by someone who has never met me before and didn't know a single thing about me, but saw my love and growth shine through as a byproduct of tending to my beloved vessel, my beloved garden. So my question for you is, have you been tending to your garden? And how are your conditions? What do you want your garden to feel like in 2025? And who do you want to help? Who do you want around to help build you with you? I also mentioned a little bit at the end that I'm so lucky to get to be a helper and a guide in the gardens of my coaching clients. My favorite part is mirroring back all the beauty they already have and celebrating the blooms of a variety of flowers, veggies, etc. we get to plant together. Happy gardening. So I sometimes I read back on my weekly newsletter and I just am like, I can't believe this came out of me. I can't believe I wrote that. I can't believe I received this message and it was just so powerful in my heart. And so I'm thinking about, again, the garden. We're heading into winter. This is the time where we need to be protective and, put up things where we can withstand the conditions that we will be under. But it's also a beautiful time to start planting those seeds of what do we really want this new year to feel like? Who do we want to be? And when you're the gardener, you have autonomy, you have power, you have choice. What do you want? What do you want to plant? What are the seeds of intentions that you would like? And who do you want to help you? And as the year goes on, when you're waiting in the waiting period of seeing what fruits and flowers bloom from this garden, who do you want around to remind you of who you are working towards and who you already are? Those are my thoughts today. It's really special looking back at some of this work. And I'm kind of ooh, I don't know if you can hear that. um, I'm getting reinvigorated for what we get to plant and that we have this one life. What are we going to do with it? And it's okay if this year was harsh conditions for your garden where you barely got by, barely getting to the end. Maybe the things that you planted didn't see fruit or didn't bloom in the ways that you thought. Or you planted a seed, you thought it was a flower and it was, I don't know, a squash. um I'm just thinking That's okay. It's okay if you examine your garden and wonder, "Oh, we have cobwebs. We haven't planted in a while. The soil's a little dry. Um, gosh, I haven't had help in here in a while. Um, I didn't I didn't harvest. I'm not prepared." That's okay. I think you should still be just as proud for getting through a hard year. I'm proud of you. You should absolutely be proud of yourself. You've survived hard days. And looking ahead, I think it's worth seeing, what would you create if you had the right conditions? How would you grow if you tended to the garden? Those are some thoughts. As always, stay a while. I'm getting into my new rhythm with YouTube, and I welcome you to stay. I also have my Substack community that is growing, and I attend to every Sunday. And I also am using a lot of community questions as we're thinking about like top of minds for the new year and how we want to end the year. And a lot of talk on intentions and manifesting. So I will be answering some questions. So if you have some, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful evening or morning or night, wherever you are. And keep dreaming.